meat.
Welcome back from the break. Logan here, mostly superheroes with PC Mike and the Giggler. It is time for the meat. It's what you came for. It's why you showed up. It's why I showed up. No doubt. MCU City right now. New stuff coming out all year. We're revisiting the old stuff with the new stuff, and we have a whole MCU library to prove it. All of our reviews cut up, put in order, release order, mostlysuperheroes.com/MCU. If you're listening to this show and you haven't been to that page, what the hell are you doing? Who's it for? If not you guys.
It's so clean too.
You already know my thoughts. I won't repeat my.
Yeah, we got Andy having unsaid mentionable. Well, which you said the show gives you essentially wet dreams.
Oh yeah,
I understand what you
this
mean.
Page is beautiful.
It's beautiful, but also we're big nerds, so go check it out. If you're here for the rest of it, not the mostly stuff, there's still plenty for you at mostlysuperheroes.com. And today we have a couple titles. We're gonna definitely be focusing on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier here in a minute. Episode 5, one episode to go. Phase 4 of the MCU happening right here in front of our eyes. This week, in our MCU rewatch, taking place after Age of Ultron and before Black Panther, leading us right into Infinity War. It is the 17th MCU title. It is by far the best Thor. The music, the comedy, the action, the characters, it is truly my favorite movie, at least at the moment. I'm a never say never guy, so who knows. For now, though, I can comfortably say, let's give it up right now, this banger of a film, Thor Ragnarok. It came out November 3rd, 2017, just months after Guardians 2 and Spider-Man Homecoming. So we had 3 Marvel movies that year. And now look, though, I say that.
Yeah, now it's like, oh, just 3?
Yeah, 3. That's weak. No, it was awesome. It was an awesome year. It had a budget of $180 million, pretty close to Guardians. I think it was like 185. And the box office for Thor Ragnarok was $184 million, also very comparatively to Guardians of the Galaxy. The only thing is Marvel did 3 of these in 1 year and killed on all of them. Made around $400 to $600 million a piece on these movies that year. So yeah, they're doing okay.
What a surprise.
What a surprise. No wonder they're doing this forever now. Before we keep going and do our very quick recap, connections, in-credit scenes, and all that fun stuff, let's get some gut checks. Giggler, I know you've obviously seen it, so let's start with you. How do you feel overall about Thor Ragnarok?
I'm not going to say it's my favorite, but it's top 5.
Get the fuck out of here. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
I just kick you right out.
That was way more aggressive than I expected.
I'm like, if you're not talking good about the movie, I'm not being nice anymore. Get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. I get it. So top 5, you said?
Top 5 of MCU.
Okay.
I don't
That's
know.
fair.
I can't say top 5 ever, but
yeah, the MCU is.
This movie's so good all around, top to bottom. It's kind of like Spider-Man last week, whereas you can just literally turn it on at any point and have a good laugh. There's a lot of good action. It looks good. It sounds good.
Agreed.
Just look at this.
Look at this poster.
Is great.
Yeah, got a great poster here. Den of Geek, man. They I feel like I'm starting to see the patterns of who we go to a lot. Den of Geek always has the best posters.
That's sweet. Yeah.
Give it up for them. PC Mike, you watched it.
I did watch it.
Yeah.
I'm on a roll.
You are, man. You're watching some MCU stuff. I love it.
It was great.
Yeah,
it really was entertaining.
Was it your first time?
Second.
Okay.
But it's been a long time.
You had a good time?
I did, and I think this movie finally found like what Thor needed to be.
Oh my gosh, right?
You know what I mean? Like,
yes. It's like
they found like in the first couple he's too serious.
Yeah.
And then this one they kind of change it and it's more silly when he needs to be and comedic, and I think think they found their groove with this one.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like, wow, Chris Hemsworth is showing up now. Like, not to say he wasn't. It was like this character's always been good. It's always been fun, but now it's like now you're like can't look away. He's cracking you up.
Not a dig at your favorite.
No, go ahead.
But
got to be honest.
Very in the beginning, he's like Superman, just hard to like even care about.
Yeah.
But now he like has more of a personality and stuff like that.
I've talked about this on the show before. I actually appreciated that because I don't know. I guess that's just the boring side of the nerd of me, where I'm like, that's how Thor would talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how they would talk. Like they have like that language. But this is 2 years after we've seen Thor. So like I also feel like they do like Marvel, like it justifies it. I'm like, you know what? It's not just a whole new character. This is a guy that's been through some stuff. He's lived on Earth for a while. But I'm glad to hear you had a good time, PC Mike.
For sure.
Okay, Giggler, we just talked about this during the break. You got the timer ready.
Yeah.
We're going to do a quick recap. I just told PC Mike, I'm not using Wikipedia on this one. I know it too well. Did it myself, and I think it's going to be around 3 minutes, but I told you this. This is going to be the last time you time it. I think we've got it pretty locked in.
Just tell me when to go.
Well, I appreciate you doing it.
Actually,
it's just to hold us accountable and make sure we're not wasting these folks' time like we are right now.
Yeah, I accidentally started it like 5 minutes ago, thinking when you first started talking about it, and then I had it up here, and
we're
at
like minute 7.
You could see it counting down. I was like, Logan's gonna be nervous. I'll like hide it over here.
No, that was just the opening remarks.
I know.
Was opening remarks. Get us pumped up, jazzed up. Thor Ragnarok. All right, let's do this thing right now. Spoiler alert for the movie. If you don't want to know what happens in this one, you're going to want to come back and see us after you've seen it. In the third Thor film, making his 6th appearance in the MCU, Chris Hemsworth is back with a new, funnier vibe as Thor, God of Thunder. And this when he finds out Loki, played by Tom Hiddleston, he's alive, pretending to be Odin, played by Anthony Hopkins. This is the end of Thor the Dark World, if you're wondering. So the real Odin, we find out he is on Earth, where Loki took him, and we got some help from Doctor Strange, who's in this movie, played by Benedict Cumberbatch. This is the end credit scene of Doctor Strange when he's talking with Thor. This is the exact scene. It's in the movie. So Odin dies in Norway, and dying actually releases Hela. Hela, who the hell is this? Who the hell is Hela? She is the actual firstborn of Odin, played by Cate Blanchett, and she was locked away because she's too evil, she's too powerful, and she gets all of her power from Asgard, a place we've been many times at this point in the MCU. Thor and Loki lose the initial fight with Hela, fall through space, and end up on a planet called Sakaar, a place ran by the Grandmaster, played by Jeff Goldblum, who runs the Contest of Champions, not to be confused with the Tournament of Champions by Guy Fieri. And to get home and beat Hela, Thor must fight and beat the current champion, who turns out to be none other than our big green guy that's been missing for 2 years since the end of Avengers Age of Ultron. That's right, Bruce Banner. But actually in this movie, he is the Incredible Hulk and has been the Hulk for 2 years. So he turned into the Hulk at Age of Ultron. He has not been Bruce Banner for 2 years. Thor and Bruce team up with Valkyrie, played by Tessa Thompson, a drunk Asgardian warrior who lost a lover to Hela thousands of years ago. These three plus Loki plus Heimdall, played by the great Idris Elba, take on Hela and a giant wolf back on Asgard. And even though a hammerless Thor upgrades his thunder powers and smokes her with a giant lightning bolt, they still lose and decide to let loose Surtur. This was the giant fire being from the very beginning of the movie, to take out his giant sword, destroy Asgard, save all of the people, while simultaneously making them refugees from their own planet. They're now going to be like, where do we go from here? Asgard is gone. It's the one with ships, blasters, Jeff Goldblum, Stan Lee giving Thor a haircut, Hulk's bare ass, an incredible score by Mark Mothersbaugh paired with a fantastic soundtrack, and it works so well with the movie. It's the one where Thor has fun, and holy shit, so do I. That's Thor Ragnarok. How's that?
2:44.
Yes! Hell yes!
Absolutely beautiful.
I thought it was, in my head, I was like, we're at like 8 minutes.
Nah, that was good.
I have some top moments. Want to hear your guys' top moments. I absolutely love Jeff Goldblum in this movie.
Oh, he's great.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Every scene. But I'd have to say my favorite one is whenever he has the melting stick and that guy, and he goes, "You're pardoned from life." And melts him down.
And it starts coming to a shoe.
And Chris Thor is next to him and he goes, "Oh my God."
And he's like, wasn't his foot there? He's like, oh, it's going to get on my shoe.
He goes,
it's a little sticky.
Ooh, it's coming. And Thor goes, "The smell." And Jeff Goldblum goes, "What's it smell like?" And the girl, she's great too. I don't have her name, but she's like the bodyguard. She's like, smells like toast. I mean, Doctor Strange and Thor is just a great interaction. A lot of fun to see them. Him dragging him like all over the place. They keep teleporting. Loki falls for 30 minutes.
I love that.
Hilarious. Thor versus Hulk, obviously.
Awesome.
I mean, the fight scene, unbelievable. Like I said, Marvel always does this, the big payoffs. I mean, this was a fight to the very end until the Grandmaster cut it off. Thor loses his eye in this. I remember being just legit shocked at that scene. Like, oh my God, she just took his eye out. And I love all the stuff with Thor, like getting his thunder powers. I love all of that. Just like him talking to his dad kind of in the afterlife, having like those moments of like his eyes turning crazy. So cool, so fun. I'll give my rating here in a minute. Let's go to you, Giggler, first. Any top moments, overall things, anything I'm missing here that you love from the film?
Yes, every single line or scene with Korg.
Yep.
100%.
Oh my God. How can I forget?
I was waiting for the claps on that. I knew he was going to get it.
I was chugging my water. Yeah.
Got to stay hydrated.
Korg, man.
Every single thing he said is so good.
And you can tell the actor's name, right? It's the guy from like Flight of the Conchords, isn't it?
No, that's Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
That's Taika Waititi, the director? Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I didn't know that.
That's one of my favorite like Easter eggs, or that's not an Easter egg, but
yeah,
you know what I mean.
He's
Just
fantastic.
So cool. And then basically every scene like of dialogue between Thor and Hulk.
Yes.
Just hilarious.
Like hanging out.
Hulk is hilarious. Like being like a pouty, big, dumb idiot is what Hulk was for. Like,
I just get so angry all the time.
Yeah. It's like you could tell he's like used to being Hulk now and not Bruce. So, but it's good obviously that he gets out of that. What else am I missing?
What'd you have, Mike? Good. We do round table here.
He's like, I'm big fire, and you're like water.
He's like, I'm strongest Avenger.
He's like, no, we're both like fire.
He's like, yeah, you're like more like smoldering fire.
I'm raging.
Korg again. I had pulled up Matt Damon.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Love
Matt Damon, and I don't know
who the other.
There's
actor
another. It's one of the actors that plays Odin is
it's Sam Neill
from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. But who
plays
Thor? I'll look.
All right, so this is easily one of the best parts of the movie. Thor comes back to Asgard, and Loki as Odin is having a play done for him, basically of Thor: The Dark World. The end of it with the same music.
Ridiculous.
Oh, it's Luke Hemsworth.
Luke Hemsworth?
Yeah.
Oh man, they made him look so
his
good.
brother.
Thor's brother. Yeah, that's really good.
Very
Love
cool.
it. PC Mike, Giggler, anything else?
Just
Trying to think of. I'm thinking too. I'm like, I don't want to miss a thing.
Again, every movie that Loki and Thor are in together, like just one of the best storylines of like all of MCU, I think.
Yeah, the brother
Overall.
component of this story is so fun, and I really love how the writing really did take it away that you thought was going to be similar, and they turned the tables on you, and Thor knew. That was great.
At the end with Korg when he's holding that, I forget even what it was, and they're like, "Hey Korg, what are you doing over there?" He's like, "Well, I accidentally stepped on it, and it's dead, and I just kind of wanted to carry it around." And then it starts like moving again. He's like, "Oh, it's alive! It's alive!"
Yeah, I like at that part at the end whenever Asgard it's like it's getting ready to explode. The guy has the sword in it, and Korg's like, "The foundations are okay. This will be a place for all creatures, a haven for everyone to come to from across the galaxy, and it'll be a place of rebirth." And then it just explodes. Oh, the foundations are gone.
He reminds me so much of Drax too.
Oh yeah,
Like him and Drax.
just dry.
Yeah.
And cool that you get to see them again. Just keep that spoiler free, but you do get to see Korg and that little bug guy again at some point.
Oh, he's alive.
So cool. Love Tessa Thompson in this film. Her role of Valkyrie. I love that she's just like a drunk. She's chugging alcohol all the time. And I love it. Like at the end, she's like, "All right, I'll help you." And Thor's like, "Oh, good. I wanted you to stop drinking." She's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna stop drinking.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna help you out." Bruce, Mark Ruffalo, he's great in this. I thought they did a good job of having like the mixed bag. You know, he actually got to like fly a spaceship, so that was kind of cool. Hell, it was a pretty good bad guy. I like the bad guy in this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like she really does go in there and just like massacres everybody.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah, she's badass, and like I thought she made me hate. I like hated the character, so I was like, "That means you're doing your job well."
And a good, quick little backstory too in here.
Yeah, they just drop it in on you,
Yeah.
and it's because since Anthony Hopkins says it, you're like, I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
You got a sister, duh.
Yeah, you have an older sister you never knew about, and I love how like the ceiling was just covering up the old ceiling, so then like it could help us learn what happened.
Yeah.
We didn't mention it, but Billy Butcher is in this movie.
God,
Carl Urban
throws me off every time I see it.
Carl
like,
Urban.
What?
He's playing turns out he's at the beginning of the movie. He's hilarious. He's trying to flirt with those. He's showing off to those girls.
Yeah,
And he's like, "Look, my stuff. And he just has all that stuff. He has the machine guns. I thought
The
it was hilarious.
executioner, he's called.
He's the executioner in this movie.
You look funny.
All of Thor's friends get killed immediately.
See ya.
That was kind of messed up.
And then, I mean, he lost a lot of people in this movie.
It was almost like they killed those friends, just like they killed like old Thor. They're like, we're done with that.
Yeah, this isn't working anymore.
Zachary Levi, though, he came back. He was in it. He played that guy
yeah.
again. All right, pretty good. Let's talk about ratings. PC Mike, you want to rate this thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3.45.
Wow, nice. Wow. Oh, I like the. Hey, I did it too.
Did you?
Yeah, I did the decimals too. Giggler?
Gotta find it. Hold on.
No, go ahead.
I have this tracked in my notes.
I can go first if you want.
3.6.
Ooh, okay. All right. 3 point.
I'm 3.45.
4.5, 3.6. You guys know it's my favorite movie.
Are you gonna go over 4?
3.91.
Ooh. I like how you did it.
Yeah, because I'm not like I haven't experienced everything yet.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
And yeah, like there's room for something. And it's like just that 0.09 decimal. And
Yeah, leave it there.
And here's the thing I'm learning too. Even as I rewatch stuff,
You're
I'm
fine.
learning more about myself. Like, oh man, this is how I really feel about even like stuff like Justice League. Like, who knows how I feel about Snyder Cut? We can watch it again in 5 years. So I like to leave that room for something bigger. So good. Absolutely recommend it. Let's go ahead and talk about some connections as we wrap up Thor Ragnarok. In credit scenes, number 1 is enter Thanos on his big ship.
Yes.
And they just leave you with that. And I was beside myself. I mean, I was in theaters. It was like, holy shit, here we go. This is everything we've been waiting for. This is the movie that walks you right into that. And number 2 in credit scene was the Grand Master, Jeff Goldblum, at the end. He's like, comes out of that ship and he's like, great revolution, everybody. He's like, pat on the back all around. He's like, even me can't have a revolution without somebody to revolt against. Love that. He's so great.
He is great.
Love to see him again. I think I've heard that he's in the What If series, the animated show.
Oh, cool.
I believe he's done some stuff with like Robert Downey Jr. These are some voices to look forward to in that show this summer. MCU connections to be aware of. Thor and Thor the Dark World are the prequels to this movie. Yeah, you should watch them. Must watches, I would say, Avengers, Age of Ultron, and the original Avengers film. I would say those are nice to haves. Like, you don't have to watch those to see this movie, but this movie does like sort of talk about Age of Ultron. Like, where has the Hulk been? Oh, it's been 2 years. So it does kind of give you a little help, but not required. I say Infinity War and Endgame, hell yes. Doctor Strange movies would be nice, not required. Hey, he's in the movie, so yeah, obviously it's going to help you if you watch this, but not required. Guardians of the Galaxy would be nice simply because Xandar is mentioned at one point. And then Phase 4 stuff that you can keep an eye out from Thor Ragnarok perspective. Loki, hell yes. Even though this is like our original timeline Loki and the show is about a different version, I mean, you still see where this character ends up after a life. So there's just certain things that you could take away watching this character. And there's some really cool lines from Thor to his brother in this movie that might be like a payoff from the TV show later on. So I would say absolutely yes. Thor Love and Thunder, must watch, obviously. The Eternals, I would say maybe. The only reason I say maybe is because the Tournament of Champions, the Contest of Champions that Jeff Goldblum puts on, the Grand Master, if you look on the building when he's coming up, there's like 4 big faces. I'm not a big enough nerd to know exactly who they all are, but I know like Beta Ray Bill looks like it's one of them. He's a big Marvel bad guy. And these are like the best of the best, some of the most powerful beings in the universe. I don't know if it's going to play any connection at all, but
Interesting.
it'd be cool. And then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3,
For sure.
you have to watch because it's basically Thor Love and Thunder is going to be basically Guardians like 2.5. All right. Lastly, as we wrap it up, the Marvel calendar, I like to always see what's coming up after our movies. We got Black Panther next. We'll be talking about that next week. We've already done Avengers Infinity War, but for your sake, that's the movie that comes next. And then you have Ant-Man and the Wasp. And we're getting into these. We're going to have Captain Marvel after that and then Endgame.
You excited for Captain Marvel again?
I am so excited to talk about that movie because it's never happened. We haven't done it.
You're gonna watch it again, and I bet you enjoy it more than you thought.
I bet I do too.
I bet you do too.
I bet I do too. But here's the thing, though. I'll always tell the truth. Remember Iron Man 3?
Yeah,
I
you
do.
did. You actually went back.
I went backwards and thought like, shit, this is bad.
Yeah.
But
Possible.
I think Captain Marvel is a good movie. I really think I just have a problem with the character, so we'll see.
She's bland.
She is. I just wonder about Brie.
I watched like an hour of it last night.
Guess what?
It's on TV again.
I don't
Just randomly.
Oh, really? See, like, and I would though, because it's fun. Plus, you get a young Nick Fury,
Yeah.
young Agent Coulson. There's a lot of stuff to love. We'll see,
Lots of stuff to love except the movie.
except the main character.
Yeah.
I think.